Hello and welcome to Speed Campaigning with the Palm Coast Observer. I'm Brian McMillan, the editor of the newspaper, and I'm here with Palm Coast City Council candidate Nick Klufas. Hello, Nick.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Absolutely.
And you are running for District 3. 3. Very good. So the way this is going to work is there will be 3 different segments. First is the big picture. Second is speed campaign, where speed round, where you have to only answer these questions in by a number. And then the third part is going to be take 2, which allows you to revisit a couple of answers that you gave and kind of explain them a little bit more. So everything all good?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get started. So Nick Klufas, how old are you and how long have you lived in Flagler County?
I'm 28 years old and I've lived in Flagler County for the last 10 years.
Okay, very good. And we won't talk about party affiliation because this is a nonpartisan race. The first question on the big picture is, what is the thing you've accomplished that makes you feel most qualified for this job?
Absolutely. What makes me most qualified for this job is my extensive background in technology and business. I'm a senior development engineer at ACI, a company located in Palm Coast, one of the only software companies in Palm Coast. And I've worked my way through the ranks up to senior development engineer, and I understand that the future is going to be led by technology. And technology is the driving factor in everything from everyday life to the programs we need to have our children's enrolled in. And that's what sets me apart from the other candidates.
All right, the second question is, what are your top 3 priorities in office?
So my top 3 priorities would be, 1, very regimented, deliberate growth targeted at technology companies. Technology companies that are looking for relocation specifically. The company I worked for, we moved from Michigan about 16 years ago now. There's companies that are looking to do the same, but they need to be convinced to move to Palm Coast. If we can do that, we bring along the good careers, which is something that everybody wants. We want to talk about growth, but no one wants to talk about how to get there. Number 2, I would focus on early childhood intervention and early learning centers. ELCs are fundamental to any community that's looking to grow. And third would be programs that act as a liaison between these ELCs and the technology companies. So we need programs that help foster the technology mind of these children that are coming through our school system so we can retain them in the careers that I'm trying to bring to Palm Coast through technology companies.
Okay, next, speed round. We have 11 questions, and I want you to answer these on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to read a statement. Tell me how much you agree with it.
Sure.
10 is you completely agree. 1, you completely disagree. First, the city and county governments have a good working relationship.
6.
There is a duplication of service with fire EMS between the city and the county.
3.
The city and county should consolidate fire EMS, even if it might mean putting the county in charge as the lead agency.
1.
The city will need to raise taxes to meet the needs of its citizens in the next 4 years.
2.
The city charter should be reviewed by a committee of citizens.
4.
City council members' salaries are too low and should be raised to the level of a full-time worker.
1.
The city manager position has the right amount of authority to make the city run smoothly.
4.
Jim Landon is doing a good job at the city manager position for Palm Coast.
4.
Hiring Buxton to recruit retailers was money well spent.
5.
The city's code enforcement department is too strict.
4.
And last, the city is doing a good job at being friendly to businesses.
4.
Okay, so that's the speed round. Now the last thing is take 2. So if you get if there's a couple of questions that you wanted to elaborate on or explain, I'll hand you the list here. So let us know what your thought process is behind a couple of those numbers.
Sure, absolutely. First one I'd like to address is the city will need to raise taxes to meet the needs of its citizens in the next 4 years. I strongly believe that a more effective route would be to increase our tax base through effective additions to Palm Coast. High-paying careers and technology companies are the avenue that can be accomplished through. The city manager position has the right amount of authority to make the city run smoothly. Now, the city manager works for the city council. We need to do an appropriate job of representing how our citizens feel and the direction that the city should be on trajectory for. So that question, I believe I answered a 4. That also reflects that the city council needs to take a stronger position in leading the city.
Okay, very good. Well, again, this is Nick Klufas, Palm Coast City Council District 3. This is part of the Observer's campaign coverage. On August 4th, in your driveway will be an election guide, and you'll be able to see all the candidates' answers side by side. So thank you very much, and remember to vote on August 30th.